Well, good morning. Long time no see. Very different place to see. I don't want to make this like a, oh, we're back. We're going to be posting videos all the time. Because we're probably not. It is going to be fun to sit down and edit a video again after years. We're not in Pennsylvania anymore. And we're not back in Tennessee. We are in what a very brief introduction has led me to believe is the Promised Land, also known as Maine. And so who knows what this channel will consist of. It won't be fishing tournaments anymore, but we might do some cool hunting things. I'm sure we will. It's just a matter of if we record them or not. There'll be some cool fishing things, but for now we're going to focus on some hunting and just enjoying Maine. Pennsylvania was great. Pennsylvania was fine. Did some cool hunting there on a beautiful property with some friends that I was fortunate to make up in the Pocono area. Try to get back to making some videos just for fun. I mean, I'm not really teaching anybody anything. This is just kind of because I like to do it now. Today's goal is we're going to hang some trail cameras. There's a ton of public land that we can access and use here, and I want to get it all. I've got about a dozen trail cameras I want to get out before the deer season starts, just to see what's on them. There were a couple cool spots I ran cameras at in Pennsylvania that had some cool deer in them, and even just in a couple of years was able to learn some cool things about those spots, even though I never killed any deer out of them. So knowing, or thinking at least, that we're going to be here for a long time, I want to get a bunch out as quick as I can. So that's the plan today. Alright, so we've got our first spot. We've got a little maple tree here we're going to put a camera on, and this is a really, really pretty little bog. This is why I'm not a better deer hunter or camera runner than I am. I get here and I'm like, this is really pretty, and there's a trail, so I'll just put one here. Everything looks very similar, kind of all over the place. This is kind of cool because there's actually some elevation change that comes down here. There's another little opening back here where there was a decent amount of browse. Everything is there's a lot of really, really big stuff, and I'll be completely honest, I'd rather not run up on a bear in a bunch of 6-foot tall little sprucey trees. I might get service out here, I might not. It's just gonna be what it is. Well, it's flashing green. All these cell cams may just turn into cams. We're live. Live and in living color. It's trail camera number 7. I want to put cameras kind of on a little bit of everything. I want to put some on rubs and put some on scrapes and put some on edges. So the first one went on an edge. There's a really cool little creek bottom that connects two bogs. There's one that we're going to have a camera on a scrape at that's over there. Then this creek runs through and it opens up again over there. I was going there. There's not huge rubs, but there's a lot kind of that just follow this whole little trail up into what at least looks like a whole lot of very similar looking woods. I have no clue where these deer are going to want to bed as far as like edges or kinds of trees. I mean, I need a ridge. I need something. I need a hill, something to follow. But there's a trail that runs kind of parallel the top of that creek, and there's this one that runs up into the timber. And so we're gonna put a camera wherever I said. Well, I can't. Oh yeah, right there. Of course, I left some batteries in the car, so we've got one more camera that we're gonna put out. So we're gonna go back and find that first scrape. Alright, YouTube world, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we've got a cool spot here. Little bird. Good morning, bird. We got another nice little open field here. This is, I mean, it's wet, but it's not real boggy and like a pond like that first spot. That is a pretty bird. That is. But looks like you got a scrape here that I'm gonna open it back up. But you got some pretty fresh droppings in it. There's actually, I came in from a different way this time. There's a nice little rub line that comes down to here. By far, I mean, there's some broken branches. It looks like that might have a little bit less leaves where they've kept it cleared out. I might be making this up because I want it to be a scrape, but I'm gonna open it back up. A lot of these have gotten browsed and nipped. That's by far what I've seen more sign on than anything has been maple leaves. Maple leaves and blackberry bushes. Blackberry leaves. Not very many oaks. I got here, I said, wow, there's not very many oaks. So that is just going to be looking straight through this chute. I'm going to rake out a little scrape right there. I feel pretty confident there's been one there in the past. So right here for the third and final round of the early trail cameras, making sure this one's going to take pictures. Found our first rub of the year. So that's exciting. Still don't think there's any oak trees in Maine. There are, but they're just the only ones I've seen in the places I've been looking to hunt are all red oaks that don't have any acorns on them. They're real small. But this is just a cool little finger off of a field. There was a big old signpost rub right off the trail about 150 yards that way that led into this little pocket of timber that is in between the main trail and this finger. So threw this up just because it's recent. There's a real hard trail, can't see it from where I'm standing right here, that just comes down this edge and out. And then all of these, every little sapling, every little maple sapling out there is just picked to death. Don't know how long this will be good for, and we'll see. I gotta make sure it's gonna send me a picture first. So we're pretty good ways. We're far enough back in here where I don't want to come get it. Threw another camera up that I didn't film, but this is a really cool, I guess this is maybe an old logging road. There's no big trees around, so it's probably an old logging road. This is just kind of another little thin finger, comes down. There's this great little trail that crosses on the back of it, and it's got rubs going in that way, old rubs going out that way, and it's got a really good spot for a scrape tree right here. Biggest things I'm wondering is how much pressure is there going to be relative to what I'm used to. I may just be putting up the cameras in spots that are just going to get deer in the nighttime. They're just going to get bucks at night because maybe these places get a ton of pressure. This one, you're only walking back here, and it's about 1.5 miles-ish. I will say there are a lot of people that hunt here. Their sportsmanship is impeccable because there's not trash or stands or anything anywhere. There's no boots. There's no boot tracks. There's no nothing. But try to position this where it's kind of shooting center right there. I'll rake out a little scrape spot right there, and then hopefully anything that cuts across the back or comes up the middle, I'll get. That goes up to the same field that first rub spot from today is just sitting right off of. This has got 10 times the sign of anything that I have seen as far as sign last year, and you can tell there's a bunch in here now. But I don't know what their main source of food is going to be in the fall, but at least there's some evidence that they're still here in the fall. I'm just so used to looking for acorns, and there's just none of them here. So at least not very many, but I haven't found one. But anyways, clean that up just a little bit, shoot it across. I like this a lot.